Hey, Liam, great to see you again, mate. With the pressure of being, full-time in F1 now, are you allowing yourself to enjoy this and actually see the results rub off on your track?
I mean, I think in any sport, in any industry that you are trying to reach the highest level, or you're putting yourself or you're pushing yourself as hard as you can, it's obviously very easy to forget to enjoy it. And especially with how many weekends we have in Formula One, it moves so fast that I think that you have a good result, and it's very exciting, but it's very interesting, let's say, how quickly that switches into the next weekend, and how you're just focused on the next one. And I think trying to step back and realize I guess how cool it is, and how exciting this is very important. It's something that I try and do, but I think it's also just super easy to get lost in the focus of it, especially when things are hard. We had a really hard start to the year, and although it's got more consistent recently, it's just you're trying to reach the highest level. You're trying to be perfect, which is very, very difficult. And so trying to enjoy it as well.
So that's a no.
It's a hard question to answer, honestly.
Hey, mate, have there been situations on track where you think you've driven outside how you would normally drive?
At the end of the day, when it sort of relates back to the last question, especially when you're trying to push yourself and perform at the highest level, you're trying to maximize everything. And I think every time I get in the race car, that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to maximize each result, each session. And do I get it perfect every time? No, definitely not. But I think it's part of the learning process, and it's something that for sure, each weekend we reflect on things, and especially I think through the season as well. You look back on things through the season, you reflect on it and learn from it.
We know you're where you want to be, right? Is F1 living up to the expectations that you thought it would be?
It's just fast-paced. It's so fast-paced. It's very cutthroat. I think, look, I won't say that this year was exactly what I expected it to be, because it wasn't. Things have, but I think that's just part of the sport, and I think that's part of life in general, is you expect things. I think anytime you expect things you plan things out, I think that's when it catches you out, honestly. I think if you have an expectation in mind of what you think something's going to be, you should pretty quickly take it back, because it's very rare that it ever works out like you think it is. And that's been a big learning curve for me this year on what I expected it to be, and try not to be too naive about it, but just accept that things aren't going to be like I think they are sometimes, and it's part of rolling with that and trying to still maximize. And the start of the year was tough, but I think we've found a groove, let's say, recently, which has been good.
Yeah, it's good to see you in the groove, man. Let's talk about how you decompress. I mean, you're fast-paced world. You've already said it, man. It's full on, but how do you actually decompress?
Firstly, the most important thing is people around you, having good people in your life that you trust, that you talk to. I think you don't have many opportunities to either hang out with friends or actually talk to people, just because of how many weekends we're away. So in those moments, choosing or making the most of them and having good people is something I'm very lucky to have. And in terms of outside of that, it's personal interests, golf, which I've tried to keep up with this year. It's music. I obviously love music, and have played music through the year. And it's stuff like that I think is just very important about sort of that mental reset between races.